What's going on, everybody? Hard Pass back in the building. We talked about it last week, and now we're here to do it. What's going on, Remy? How you doing, brother?
Dude, making some content, baby. Let's do it.
Making some content. We're going to be releasing these daily videos. We're releasing little TikToks. We're going to be doing it all. We're mixing it up now. We're also going to be, of course, doing our Spotify thing. But this first video is the intro to our new mini series we're going to do. Every day we're going to release a NFL spotlight where we'll kind of go a little quick video of us talking about what we think a team was. We're going to break down the roster a little bit, give 1 to 10 ratings per position group, that kind of stuff like that. So the first one, we're going to start with the AFC East, and we're going to start with the New York Jets. One of Remy's favorite clubs.
Love them. Love them so much.
They're pretty bad.
They've been bad. Let's
Pretty bad.
Let's just call it what it is. They've been bad for a very long time. And I'm
So,
hoping it continues.
We're going to transition over to our share screen. I meant to our, let's see here. We go here. And then, yeah. All right. So here we go. We're in it. So, like I said, this is going to be a little mini series. Nothing crazy. Just going to be us kind of breaking down each team, and we're going to release it day by day until the NFL season starts.
Switch it up to their depth chart.
So we're going to start with the depth.
Easier.
Yeah. All right. So we have the New York Fighting Jets. Of course, we had the information from last week's preseason game. Zach Wilson went out with the knee injury. A lot of people was holding their breath. It was a non-contact. He just took juked the wrong way, and his knee kind of gave out on him. He is going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, I think they said.
So the initial diagnosis is 2 to 4 weeks, but they're going to know more once the surgeon gets into the knee and can see how much damage there is. It's a torn meniscus and a bone bruise. So 2 to 4 weeks, probably going to be closer to the 4-week mark, which puts week 1, maybe week 2 in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
If it's worse than they expected, it could be longer. So pretty tough break there. I mean, year 2, young guy, high draft pick. They had a lot of hopes for him. So, hopefully, not hopefully because they're the Jets and I hope they lose everything. But if you are a Jets fan, I know you're hoping that it's, maybe one regular season game you miss him for and can kind of see what he's made out of this year because he's got a lot left to prove.
I agree. And, coming into the offseason, in my opinion, they had a pretty good draft. I know a lot of people really hyped with their draft. I thought they got some pretty young, promising guys. Of course, they got Sauce Gardner. Sorry about the pop-ups there.
Getting you some notifications, dude. Popular.
Yeah. But, the Zach Wilson injury does definitely hurt, though. So we will see. I mean, Joe Flacco, don't have any faith in him. To be honest with you, I have no faith in Zach Wilson. So
yeah, I don't know that I didn't see the same stuff in him quite that everyone else was seeing coming into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Big, strong arm. He can sling it with the best of them. But, I had some concerns. He played at BYU. Didn't really play against top-tier competition. Who knows? I still think he's a big question mark. I don't 100% know. Of course, he's only 1 year in. Being a Dolphins fan, being a Tua guy, I believe you got to give him time. So clearly they're going to run him out there. But they did a really good job with this draft, but I still don't think they've done quite enough to really give him the go-to guys. They've tried. We're going to break down the rest of this offense here in just a second. But when I look at this depth chart top to bottom, I'm not really seeing on the offense they don't scare me.
Yeah, not a lot of wow guys. A lot of wow guys. And, they went out and acquired, of course, Corey Davis. They got Elijah Moore in the draft. He played last year, so 2 years ago. They went and they got the big tight end, Ujma. I don't know, man. This team has been snake bitten with injuries for sure, and I kind of like where the head coach is going and kind of where they're trying to set up, but they also lost their tackle. Their tackle's out. Is it out for the year?
Becton, yeah, he's out for the year. Broken kneecap, out for the season. That's probably the biggest break, just bad break for this team.
Right.
They drafted Mekhi Becton early and really hoped that he would be that franchise left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And after his rookie year, he missed only a couple of games his rookie year, but there was a lot of hype that he could be that guy. He's big, physical dude, really had some high hopes. And then last year happened, and it was a situation where he got hurt in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the initial diagnosis was that he would be back at some point in the season, and he just never was able to make it back on the field. So he missed the entire season with that injury. And the other tackle that they have, George Fant, stepped in, basically took the left tackle job. So we came into this offseason, and they were hoping for Becton to come back healthy. Well, at first, the initial reports were he came in weighing like damn near 400 pounds. It was just out of shape. They had to put him, basically put him on, you got to lose this weight or you ain't playing type of deal. So he ended up showing up right before preseason and training camp. He ended up coming in under the weight they were hoping. So it was looking good, but they were going to move him to right tackle.
Okay.
And they were going to let Fant still take over the left tackle position. And then the injury happened. And I mean, before they even played, I think it was like second practice. Broken kneecap, out for the season. He's going to miss another full season. But on that front, recent news, I think in the last day or so,
they did resign.
The Jets went out and signed Dwayne Brown.
Yep.
The left tackle used to play for the Seahawks. And now he is going to take the left tackle spot back away from George Fant because he is a longtime left tackle veteran guy. They don't
pretty much a predominant left tackle.
Yeah. So George Fant goes back to the right side. So that's probably the biggest news out of training camp for the Jets is the tackle position and what they're going to do. They've spent a lot of draft picks and money on that offensive line. So, me personally, if you're going to build a winning team, to me, that's how you do it. You go and solidify that offensive line and keep Zach Wilson on his feet. But we'll see. There's still a lot of unknowns there. Not really sure how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of keep these videos a little quick, so we're not going to break down talk about every single player and stuff. Of course, we do like Sauce Gardner in the secondary. We do like some of the young guys they have on that side of the ball. They went, I like their D-line. I like Breece Hall, the running back. I like some of the wide receivers. I think they have a pretty solid team. I think they're trying to build in the right way. But the biggest issue is, man, if you don't have a quarterback, you have nothing. So we'll end up seeing what happens. So with that being said, Remy, 1 to 4, because we're going to rank them according to the division. Where does their QB room stand in the AFC?
In the AFC East, 4th.
So we'll have we think their QB room's ranked 4th. How about their running back room?
A lot of unknowns there. Breece Hall, rookie. Michael Carter, second-year guy. I don't love the Bills running back room either. So I might put them in, I would say 3rd. I would say Buffalo's probably the worst running back room in that division. But
yeah, I'll give him 3rd. I wouldn't argue with you too much on that. I like Breece Hall. I think he's got a really high ceiling. I think it's still wait and see with a lot of these guys and how the Jets are. But so we're gonna go 4th on the QB room. We're gonna go 3rd on running back room. How about the wide receiving room?
Oof, yet another just young guys outside of Corey Davis. They signed Corey Davis, I think, hoping he'd be a 1. I don't necessarily
think
he's
a
1.
Before you give me the number, I think it's kind of close between them and the Patriots.
I'm gonna put them over the Patriots. I think the Patriots wide receiver room is awful. So I think 3rd. I'm not gonna put them ahead of the Bills, and I'm not gonna put them ahead of the Dolphins in the wide receiver room. But I think their wide receiver room is better than what the Patriots are throwing out there for sure. So I'll go 3rd there as well.
So we'll go third on the wide receiving room. How about the O-line?
O-line should be probably the second best O-line, but
We'll have to see how Dwayne Brown adapts.
So, I mean, if Dwayne Brown steps in, if he's just a solid veteran presence, Vera Tucker was a first-round pick. George Fant played pretty well last year.
So we're going to say second.
I would say
wait
second.
And see on the left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put that in my notes because we're going to come back and visit this back in the future and stuff. So we're going to say second. And so the D-line, of course, is Carl Lawson, Solomon Thomas, the Williams boy from Alabama, and John Franklin Myers. I like their D-line.
They got what's his name, Jermaine Johnson, a little late in the first round. He fell to them.
Right.
Another one of those first round picks they had. So a lot of hope for him that he can become a good pass rusher. I mean, I look at it and Quinnen Williams. I think Quinnen Williams is a really good football player. Mm-hmm. Carl Lawson's towards the back half of his career. Solomon Thomas was a very early pick who's become kind of a journeyman at this point. Like I said, the hope is that Jermaine Johnson becomes a top-tier pass rusher for them. Just thinking about the D-lines
in the league.
Oh, man.
I definitely think the Bills have the better one.
I think the Bills are – now the Bills, they got some pass rush questions, but they added Von Miller. So
they got Von Miller.
I think Bills, I'm definitely going to put the Dolphins D-line ahead of them. I'm going to say they're fourth in the division D-line.
Okay. I say a lot of these battles, now I'm thinking about it, they're pretty eerily close to the Patriots, which doesn't vote
well for the Patriots.
Yeah, so move on to the linebacking room. CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, and of course Marcel Harris. So I like CJ Mosley. They put a lot of money into him in that position. Hasn't really came to.
He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, hasn't really came to light for all that money they gave him. But what do you think about their linebackers?
Not good. If I'm just being honest with you, not good. Maybe CJ Mosley is what he was, 2-3 years ago. We'll have to see on that. But John Franklin Myers, Marcel Harris, Quincy Williams, fourth in the division. This is not a good linebacking room.
So how about the secondary? Sauce Gardner, big acquisition from, they drafted him with third overall. I can't remember exactly what was early. What pick was he? Let's see here. He was drafted fourth overall. I like him a lot. Let's see here. They got Jordan Whitehead. He had okay player. This dude, I really like this guy as a football player, but the problem is he's so undersized. He's 5'8".
He's so little.
He's a ball player, but he's just so tiny. And of course, DJ Reed. So I don't know. Very run of the mill secondary.
Yeah.
Minus, they have Sauce Gardner, but I don't know.
Dude, it's crazy. But if you go over and you look at that New England secondary, dude, it's looking like it might be a long year in New England. We're going to get into them eventually. But I would say from a secondary standpoint, Sauce Gardner could be a superstar. I mean, they took him early enough. I
think I'm giving him third just for Sauce Gardner.
I think I'll give him third too. That's
kind
of where I'm.
So quick recap before we wrap up here for the New York Jets. QB room fourth, running back room third, wide receiving room third, O-line second. We'll wait and see. I think they're going to have a decent O-line though. D-line fourth, linebackers fourth, and secondary third because of Sauce. Altogether, this team is they're trying. They're trying to build something, a little something. They have a lot of journeymen on this football team.
Yeah.
A lot of average football players, and they're still missing a quarterback. So we shall see what, and we're also, of course, in the future, we're going to break down all the divisions and stuff.
Without looking at their schedule too hard, how many wins does this football team get you on paper?
Just depending who's playing quarterback, but still, I think maybe 3 or 4 wins. would be what kind of like I would have it.
Mhm.
I don't know. I do expect I like Elijah Moore. I think he's a great football player. Like I said, I like Brees Hall. I like Corey Davis. On the high side, maybe 6. On the low side, 2. Would probably
I have
be
them as a
kind of where I would
5-win
at.
team. Just looking at on paper, 5-win team.
So right in between where we're thinking.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys for checking out our NFL spotlight of the New York Shitty Jets.